Let's move on to more
Yes.
rage from the Love is Blind reunion. Now, Love is Blind is one of my favorite shows. I think it is amazing. And they had their reunion, which Netflix did say would be memorable. They even had a billboard up that said, "See, guys, we told you it would be memorable." And it was not memorable for the right reasons. Shout out to Sarah Heron's podcast. That was a name drop. Um, because Vanessa Lachey just completely went in wildly inappropriate on a few of the male cast members, yes, because of some things that she seemed to take personally that they did to their women they were in love with. But was the real problem was that she went around, interrogating every single woman there and every couple there. When are you going to have babies? When are you going to? Where are the babies? Where are the children? And it was even the single woman. She's like, "Are you thinking of having children?" And it was just so insensitive, and she really harped on it and would not back down. Sarah, I know you, and she was also wearing this dress that just had sort of like a baby burping bib here that made no sense. It was a piece of fabric. Sarah, I know you watched, and I was horrified by Vanessa Lachey, going in on all these contestants.
I mean, as a firm team Jessica Simpson girly girl, I already had it out for Nick and Vanessa. So this makes me, it doesn't surprise me. But I will say about the baby comments, one of the weirder things to me was that she kept calling herself like Auntie Vanessa. And it's like, don't act like you know these people. Like, I know you guys host the show, but you're there in the beginning, you show up once, and then you do this. Like, you're not like a mentor. You're not a friend. You're not really
right.
part of this. Like, you barely know their names. Like, I believe you do watch it, Vanessa, because every single one of your questions has your opinion. I don't believe Nick watches. I think you give Nick the cliff notes and he reads off the cue cards, and you... Yes. Instead of reading off the cue cards, decide to give a monologue about what you thought about the season and then project your personal bias onto the contestants. And this time it was mostly the male contestants. She had an issue with a lot of things they were saying, which, a host, as Andy Cohen has taught us all, has to ask questions to both sides. You could have gone in. I'm not saying even some of her questions were wrong. She should push the men too, but also push the other cast members and ask. That's why you blame Twitter. You say Sarah from Hoboken wrote in and said, "Mika, you're an asshole. Here's why. How do you respond?" You simply blame the internet and give them a reason to respond. You don't just, take it personally. And then Vanessa say, "I'm not understanding. I'm not following," for like a cheap laugh, when these are real people who put themselves on the line to a show that is insane. It's crazy, they have something maybe missing for signing up for it. But you know what? I thank you for your service. And you don't deserve Vanessa Lachey to be like shading your answers and for a fun laugh to try to like take sides with certain people and then to question you about when you're having kids. Not to mention the fact that it aired, 12 hours after it was supposed to. And it wasn't worth it. I honestly didn't really get anything out of it besides this is awkward that now people have a what's it called? The petition website to
change.org. Honestly, I think it should be the winners from season 1, Laura and Cameron, should take over as hosts because, first of all, they are just kind and lovely people. And I think about their love bliss almost daily because they're such a cute couple. But they've been through the process and they know it. And I think they'll be much more kind. But sorry, 100%. You really hit the nail on the head that Andy Cohen does. And he's like, Gwen from New York asks everyone, when are you having babies?
Right. And I mean, I'll say sometimes Sarah Heron, when she's talking to a Bachelor contestant, will say, the internet had a lot to say about this decision you made. And it's not a lie. The internet did. And it's a way to, try to ease into a question that might be difficult to ask. And it's not my place. I can ask things that I want to know, but I got to ask what the internet wants to know. So make it about what the people want to know. Have them write in questions. Like,
exactly.
It doesn't make any sense to just have Vanessa Lachey go on monologues about what she thought of Love is Blind.
Great.
And she was barely even a part. They really cut down the host time this year. We barely saw Nick and barely saw Vanessa all season. So it really just felt like she was coming in, sort of as the dean or vice principal just to chastise all these kids and put them in the hot seat and ask them like really inappropriate personal questions. I hate it. Thanks.
I mean, it was a good season of Love is Blind too. Like, it was
best one yet.
Absolutely insane what happened. It was like the more switch ups, love triangles, and it just what a sour note to end on.
Well,
and the way she was so nice to Jackie and Josh.
Weird.
Justice for Marshall.
It's still the number one show on Netflix though right now. And it'll be interesting if they change the host because it's the number one show on Netflix right now. So like, I wonder if they will. They should, but I wonder if they will.
Get Lauren and Cameron. They also faced backlash. There was a big article in the LA Times talking about what the contestants go through in terms of isolation. They, drew some parallels between Love is Blind contestants and criminals of war and sort of what torture they go through. The producers are not allowed to speak to them. They are in complete isolation. They said like, even if someone's like, do I look okay in this dress? Like this producer and cameraman like have to be completely mute and aren't allowed to tell people. There was, some mental health issues that was very like unreal on Lifetime, the Bachelor movie seeming. So Love is Blind itself, the show is under a lot of heat, but honestly, I read through those and some of them seem bad, but it's like sort of the way that the show works. And I didn't see as many problems in that as I saw with the hosts and the reunion.
Yeah, I mean, this happened, I feel like last season too. I'm not denying what these people are saying by any means. I think when you go on a reality show though, you got to actually read the contract. You got to buck up and hire the entertainment lawyer. You got to find out what's actually going to happen on the show, what's going to happen afterwards, what you're risking in the edit, what you're risking with your mental health with filming a show called Love is Blind, where you live in pods. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying we've had reality TV long enough now that it's an insane thing you're doing to sign part of your life away. And like, that's what you're doing though. And like, there's enough information out there to make this decision. Again, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not like, no producers or anything, but it's hard to feel bad for people who are willingly going on wild programs like Love is Blind and then getting 1 million Instagram followers out of it and now don't have to work another day in their life. It's bizarre. I don't know. You don't want someone to like push it for someone to do something like drastic, but at the same time, it's like, what are we doing here? Like reality TV's gone so crazy that they either need to completely change the format or the people going on it need to get severe like psych evaluations and stuff.
Yes.
There was, and I thought they did. I thought that sort of like psych evaluations and you can't have any past suicidal thoughts or tendencies is sort of like number one on the list. Like no herpes, no suicide attempts.
I know for like The Bachelor, it's definitely STD tests and you do go through some sort of psych evaluation and there's like a therapist on set.
Right now.
But yeah, but like, Corinne. I mean, it's very complicated. There's no way to like ensure that how you're gonna react. It's just to me a little bit like you gotta be careful about what you're signing up for.
It is. I had a friend who was on The Real World and then 3 of the challenges. He was my roommate actually, and they were roommates. And he was on 3 of the challenges. They would withhold food from them and hot water and turn off the air conditioner. So it would be hot. They would be hungry, and they would only be allowed to take cold showers. And then when there was like and then give them tons of booze. And then when there was a huge explosive fight that day that was entertaining, they would wake up and there would be like sandwiches in the fridge, the AC would back on and the hot water was running again. So it is, a thing that I think MTV and The Bachelor have cleaned up their act and sort of been looking at the producers to commit less war crimes against these people. So I do think it's always important to bring up because reality TV people can definitely take it a little too far.
Yeah, no, Love is Blind. I don't know if Netflix knew Connect Content or whoever produces the show that had done like Married at First Sight and whatever.
Yeah.
On a much larger scale of a viewership. I think Love is Blind has taken on an insane life of its own and they probably have pushed the envelope or treated people unfairly to ensure they're going to get a good season of TV because of the pressure. And that's very backwards. So I don't ever mean to say that like what these people are going through, it should be not, taken seriously. It's just reality TV is a monster. And to sign up for that is a lot because you want to find your partner.
Yes, it is.
For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.